Hey, this is Gamebound, and we're playing another one-shot. Today on the docket is A Penny for My Thoughts, which is one of
Pocket.
my... What?
He said today on the docket is a penny for my, and I said pocket.
Yeah, that would have been a good rhyme,
Penny
but
in
no.
my pocket. I take it everywhere. It does nothing for me. The economy is broken.
That's true.
Okay.
Honestly, why do pennies even exist anymore? I don't know.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It probably takes more money to make them than
It
they're
does.
worth. So
It costs
I
more
don't
to make a
understand.
penny than actually than it's worth. Because of that, they made it illegal to melt pennies down.
Very depressing.
Yep.
All around. Speaking of depressing, we're going to play A Penny for My Thoughts.
Let's hope it's not depressing. Let's hope this one's better than what usually goes.
It'll probably be less depressing than it usually goes because we're going to do the fun version where we're secret agents instead of... So basically, we're going to do like the Born Identity or whatever, that sort of vibe. Where we're some sort of secret agent and we've lost our memory, but we were on a mission and we got to piece it all together.
Do we get to make up our own names?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you probably don't know your name starting off the whole thing, but
because we're amnesiacs.
that's literally the point of the game. Yes.
Forgot about that.
Yep.
Which is ironic.
Yep. So, let me find
how we play.
Find like the kind of general description of how this goes.
I want my character to be named Chad Chatterson.
Chad Chatterson. I feel like you played a character like that before.
I've played a lot of dumb characters.
Yeah. Okay, well, first we got this little blurb. Welcome to the Institute. My name is Dr. Peter Tompkins, and although I am supervising your treatment, you do not remember me. Indeed, due to your unusual circumstances, you remember very little. This is understandably confusing, but I hope you will keep an open mind about what I have to say. You are a patient at the Orphic Institute for Advanced Studies, where I oversee your case. We are a private research hospital dedicated to the treatment of disorders that traditional medicine has deemed incurable. Recently, you suffered a traumatic shock that caused a rare form of memory loss called profound retrograde amnesia. In other words, you experienced a total loss of memory. You have no conscious recollection of your life prior to this event. Although we have had remarkable success in treating many forms of amnesia, your particular case has proven intractable. We at the Institute believe that this trauma was caused by some action on your part, and your mind has created a barrier as a way of protecting you. On an unconscious level, your own mind is unwilling to let itself heal. We, that is, you and I, had discussed various possible treatments, and you decided that your only option was an experimental drug called Nemesine. This chemical creates a connection between the unconscious minds of those who take it, in essence. This chemical creates a connection between the unconscious minds of those who take it. In essence, it allows someone else to access your memories. This connection is very weak, and if a healthy mind were to try to see into yours, your memories would be drowned out by that person's own experiences. In the case of someone with severe memory loss, however, the mind is quiet enough to hear the echoes of another. To take advantage of this, we have developed a treatment in which patients with your condition help each other recover their memories. Upon deciding to undergo the procedure, you were kept at the Institute until 2 to 4 additional patients with similar conditions could be found to assemble a therapy group. The treatment also required removing the memories you had built while at the Institute, which is why you do not remember me or any of our conversations. For that, I apologize. If we are successful, however, this small amount of confusion will have been more than worthwhile. You are now ready to begin what we believe will be an effective cure for your amnesia. If all goes well, you'll remember everything about your life. And that's the general first blurb there. The idea of the game here, in non-diegetic terms, is that we will be playing amnesiacs and, yes, helping each other kind of relive and regain our memories. And the main thing that will be happening in terms of, well, here I'll just go through the steps here one by one. We can talk through. So the first thing we need is a facts and reassurances document. Now, normally this would be Appendix 1, but instead we're going to be using Appendix 9, the question mark identity. The facts and reassurances document is slightly different from the other one. This one says, while Nemesine helps to break down the barriers between your mind and the minds of your fellow patients, it also weakens the barriers between the compartments of your mind. Memories, dreams, books, movies, all of these may mix together. To help you distinguish fact from fiction, we have prepared this guide to the world you live in. You may treat the following statements about the world as true. Now, normally this would be a list of normal, everyday stuff, but we're going to play the version where we're all spies, so this facts and reassurances document is slightly different. These are all true things about our world. You are a covert operative for the United States government. At some point during your last mission, you went missing and were presumed dead. You were later found, though after you had lost your memory. The objective in your last mission involved handling a target, an object or person. Unfortunately, due to the nature of your treatment, we cannot yet inform you of the details. We have lost track of the target and believe the knowledge of its whereabouts is locked inside your unconscious mind. It is of the utmost urgency that you regain these memories. Our national security depends on it. We are unsure of what has caused your condition. It may be due to physical or psychological trauma. This may have been triggered accidentally, or you may have been captured and brainwashed by enemy agents. It is the early 21st century. As a covert operative, you have had access to technology that is not yet public knowledge. However, these are primarily modifications to current devices, smaller computers, concealable weapons, etc. Death rays, flying saucers, and other such technological fancies remain the domain of fiction.
Darn.
The world is, overall, a mundane place. Its wonders come from simple things, like the birth of a child, or the feeling of keeping your country safe from harm. Its terrors, though, are larger in scale for you. Terrorist plots are what you deal with, so this great nation can rest well at night. That said, these are still very mortal terrors. Rest assured that you are not haunted by spirits, nor are you a Greek god. You are a highly trained covert operative, skilled in infiltration, intelligence gathering, and analysis, combat, and much more. According to our records, you were in peak physical and mental condition when you left for your last mission. However, do not mistake this with images of action movie heroes. You cannot dodge bullets, you bleed when you're cut, and impossible feats, such as reading someone's mind, are still impossible.
Yet this medicine.
When you have an experimental drug, it's fine. All right, so we have our facts and reassurances document. There you go. You can reference it as Appendix 9.
Essentially, it just means be realistic with everything that's happening.
Be realistic. We are secret agents, but be realistic.
Like we're secret agents, but not that secret of agents.
Yes, we're not super sci-fi secret agents.
We're not super spies.
Yes. We need a questionnaire for each patient, which is here on our map, on our virtual background, on our virtual tabletop on Roll20. Right, so we have a questionnaire here. This is what we'll fill out as we go through the game. And then we need 5 slips of paper for each patient, along with writing implements. These are used in the first step of the treatment in the creation of memory triggers. Obviously, we have computers, so we can just type these out. But we will have a rollable table that will add memory triggers to use during the game. And then we also need a bowl of pennies containing at least 4 pennies per patient. I have pennies on the bottom of the screen here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We got enough. We got too many. Yeah,
there you go. That's the exact number we need. 4 per patient. Okay. If for some reason you do not have these items, please page the nurse for assistance. That's what it says.
Right.
Unfortunately, Emily's in here, so.
Well, good thing we have all we need, so we don't have to page her.
Mm-hmm. All right, so first section is see where you are going. These directions use the metaphor of a journey to help you understand the treatment. Think of the process of self-discovery as a trip to a familiar but distant land, one you haven't visited in a long time. If your treatment is a journey, the 2 documents provided are a guide to your surroundings. The first is a collection of facts and reassurances. We recognize that someone in your state needs certain guarantees about how the world works. You should refer to this document throughout the treatment so as to not lead yourself or your fellow patients astray. The second document is the questionnaire. Each of its sections provide a sense of direction for a trip into your past. You will fill it out over the course of the section. Take time to review both documents now, as we have done. Next, we write memory triggers. Take a few moments to clear your thoughts. You may be disturbed by your situation, but it is important to remain calm and relaxed throughout your treatment. We recommend dimming the lights and making yourself comfortable. As you do this, try to open your mind to the thoughts of your fellow patients. The dose of nemesine you have been given will allow you to connect with their minds. As the drug begins to take effect, you will catch glimpses of memories. While these brief flashes might seem to be from your own mind, and indeed some may be, it is more likely that they are from the minds of the other patients. We call what you are seeing memory triggers. These are people, places, objects, feelings, or sensations that are strongly associated with a particular incident. You will use them as the starting points for your memories. Some examples are found on the following page. Write down a memory trigger on each of your slips of paper. Then place the memory triggers into the container that has been provided for you. Yes, so basically, we will fill in, so the examples it gives here are your mother's perfume, your family's ski lodge, a smooth stone in the shape of a heart, the feeling of being lost in the woods at night, the pain of stepping on something sharp and pointy. Anything that would be like a sensory trigger for a memory.
I'm trying to keep these like fun, but like somewhat serious.
Remember, we're secret agents, so.
I know, but that's what I'm like, I want to think of fun things, but like they're still like reasonable.
All right, cool. So we have our memory triggers. Now that we have those, we can move on to the next step, which is distribute pennies to patients. Next, each patient will take a penny from the bowl, saying, "A penny for my thoughts," as you do so. Every time you take a penny from the bowl, repeat this ritual of taking a coin and saying, "A penny for my thoughts." The pennies in front of you represent your ability to recall your lost memories. In your current state, it is impossible for you to remember even the simplest series of events. However, as you and your fellow patients help each other, the complexity of what you recall will increase. All right, so each of us will go ahead and snag one of these.
Oh, who's going to be who?
Let's say I'm the first questionnaire, and you're the second questionnaire, Seth, and Jordan is the third questionnaire.
Penny for my thoughts.
A penny for my thoughts. All right. The reader will now give his or her penny to another patient, saying, "I will help you remember." The reader may choose who receives it by any means he or she wishes. The person chosen will be the first traveler, a role described in the next step. All right, so Seth, I'm going to go ahead and...
Jordan, did you grab your penny? You have to grab
go
it.
ahead and snag one of those and put it on your questionnaire, just at the top, probably.
Hold on, I'm looking for the penny.
They're on the bottom left.
Very bottom left, yeah.
Hold on, let me just zoom this out even more. That's better. Now I can see everything.
Yeah.
Penny. It's shiny. Like my future.
Or your past, depending on how this goes.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go, since I'm the reader, I'm going to go ahead and give my penny to Seth. And I will say, "I will help you remember."
So I go first then?
The first time, let's see, choose a traveler, blah, 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 blah. The patient with 2 pennies is now the traveler, the name we give to the patient undertaking a journey into memory. The other patients are guides and will help the traveler recall his memory. You will change roles throughout the process, and each patient will be the traveler 3 times during the treatment. All right. To start the journey into memory, draw a memory trigger from the container. This memory trigger is connected to what you are about to recall. Read it aloud and show it to the guides. Let them absorb it through the sound of your voice and the shape of the letters on the paper.
I just saw you renamed the rollable table.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Roll me tender. So do I just roll on it then?
Yes, just go ahead and click on that one, and it should pop.
Oh, this is one of mine.
The bang of fireworks going off too close.
We just can't get through a penny for my thoughts without fireworks.
Yeah, apparently so.
I didn't even think about that. I was just trying to think of something cool.
I was distinctively trying to avoid fireworks exploding in people's mouths again.
I apparently did not think of not doing that. Well, dang it, this is my own, so I'm not like. So, do we just start off as that's what I start off with, or is that where it ends? I don't remember exactly.
So, at this point, each guide will ask a yes or no question about the traveler's memory, called a guiding question. The guides now have a much better connection to the traveler's mind than they did when they wrote down the memory triggers. What they see will be accurate, but it also lacks an important detail. Therefore, the traveler must answer each guiding question with the phrase, yes, and, followed by the missing detail. The guiding questions establish the context of the memory trigger and the starting point for the memory. They help the traveler begin the journey by clarifying the circumstances surrounding it and the importance of the things that are revealed in it. The reader will ask an additional guiding question of the first traveler. For subsequent travelers, any guide who has given a penny to that patient during the Choose the Traveler phase will ask an additional guiding question. The traveler chooses the order in which the guides ask these questions. So who would you like to ask first, Seth? About
since you're asking twice, from what I understand, then
yes,
you asked two questions. You're the researcher. We'll have you, Jordan, then you again.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. So
all right. So I'm asking you a question that you have to respond yes to, and then fill in more detail about. Okay. So the bang of fireworks going off too close for comfort. So I will say, trying to think of how to phrase this one. Did you mean to get into a gunfight in Chinatown?
Yes, and I was expecting to have an actual gun.
That's a great answer. All right, Jordan.
Okay, Jordan.
Well, that changes the one I was originally going to do. I might still work with this. Were you surprised your third mission was on the Chinese New Year?
Yes. And I gotta admit, I was kind of excited.
I was going to originally say it was on the 4th of July, but...
Hey, this makes it a little different, at least.
It does.
Okay,
I like Chinatown, though.
Yeah. So, yes, you were surprised that...
I was surprised, but I was excited. Yes, I was excited
that the mission was on the Chinese New Year. Okay. This is your third mission. As a reminder for all of us, the questionnaires here, right? They have an order to them. Right now, we're recalling an early mission with your mentor, right? That is actually the first thing that we're doing here.
I didn't know that.
I forgot to mention that. So, right, when I think of the bang of fireworks going off too close for comfort, I remember, and then whatever we figure out as we play out the memory. So I'll ask you a question about your mentor then, to fill in the details here. Here we go. Did you mean to fall in love with the woman who had been your handler that night?
Wait, did I mean to fall in love with my mentor? Is essentially what you're asking?
Yeah, basically that's what I'm asking. Yeah, this is the night that it happened. But did you?
Yeah, I intentionally meant to fall in love.
Yes, and I was expecting her to reciprocate.
Nah, there you go. Right, I think that's why he was
now
excited. Right.
Well, actually, that not quite. You see. Yeah. So now I essentially tell the story.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, if I say something, you
are now ready for the heart of the treatment process, the actual recollection of one of your memories. This will proceed in an iterative fashion, and with your description of what you remember alternating with stops from help from the guides. While telling the story, you will be able to remember to describe many of the details of your memory, such as what other people did or said, how you felt, or what you thought or wanted. The process of recounting these details and incidents is straightforward. Simply tell your fellow patients what you see as you travel through your memory. There is a barrier, however, between your present self and your pre-trauma self that prevents you from recalling your own actions. Your amnesia is a result of something you did or said, and your mind has constructed this blockage as a self-defense mechanism. As you tell the story, you will be unable to see anything about your own actions or words. You will be able to sense in your memory where these moments occur, as you will encounter a blank spot and a sense of resistance. The only way you can regain your memory is to confront these choices and their consequences. This is where your fellow patients, as the guides, will help you. When you reach these key points in your memory, you will use your pennies to ask for guidance. Each piece of guidance will cost you a penny. After receiving this help from your guides, you will continue telling the story, stopping again when you reach another decision point. When you run out of pennies, your memory will be at an end. So if at any point you begin to describe the important actions you took, the guide should ask, "Are you sure?" So basically, we're supposed to, basically, whenever you reach a point like that, you ask one of us, like, "Jordan, what did I do then?" Right? And then Jordan gives you the answer.
Or if I start doing it and don't notice, you ask me, "Are you sure?"
Yep, exactly.
I remember there was some form of interruption. I couldn't remember the exact details. So speaking of details,
but then, as a one last note, you can also, if you don't like that answer, you can ask a different guide. Or was it? And then you can pick between them.
So the thing about Chinese New Year is, especially with the what is the word for the Chinese mafia? Is there a word for that, or is it just Chinese mafia?
You mean
I have
the
no clue.
Ronin or the Yakuza?
Well, that's
Yakuza's
Japanese mafia.
So
Chinese mafia, the triads.
Anyway, the thing, yeah, okay, there we go. That's the word. The thing about Chinese New Year is that's when the triads are most active. It's really easy to sneak things around, get past security, or just act like you're someone innocent if everything else is just into a complete and utter chaos. So it was exciting that I was going on a mission on Chinese New Year because that meant they trusted me. Specifically, my mentor. She was something. I'll tell you that. And I mean, you're not supposed to be in relationships with your supervisors, but I couldn't help but try. Is that a thing, or is that good enough?
That was already established as part of the guiding question. So
okay, yeah, true.
Did.
Okay, yeah. I couldn't help but try. I mean, with a girl like her, you don't not try. Everyone in the precinct was all about her, and to be the one to bag her would have been a badge of honor. But I wasn't just going for that. I felt more about her than that. This wasn't just some,
fling.
How do I word this? This wasn't just some sort of fling that everyone else wanted. This was something a little more. So when I found out that not only would I be going on the Chinatown mission, but I would be going with her, I got a little excited, a little nervous, but it was all good. So the thing with the triads that time is there were some, well, let's just say bags aren't the only thing filled with powder that night. And so they were planning on smuggling in some illicit substances through fireworks. And, who's going to expect that a bunch of fireworks are illicit? No one's going to think that. There's going to be like, oh, fireworks. Yeah. A little difficult to tell the difference between the two, though. So we made our way to Chinatown, had a bit of intel that'll look.
Well, keep going.
Did you actually say that? Did you?
No,
because that was the whole.
It's still part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still part of it. We made our way to Chinatown. Rumor our intel had it that a local rice shop, was dealing with more than one kind of paper. You get my drift. They'd been part of some money laundering and had been a front for the triads in particular. And, we went there acting innocent as it was, got to pretend we were on a date for a little bit. That was nice. But, officer What should we name her? You're just seeing Jordan making faces, and I'm like, I can't pay attention.
Basically, all Jordan's done so far.
Jordan, give me a letter. Give me a letter.
Q.
Officer Quincy. We'll go with that. Sure, Miss Quincy.
Always
Ms.
those
Quincy.
Quincy's.
She most people just called her Quincy. She was professional about the entire thing. And when we saw our mark, well, that's when she acted. Caleb, what did I do?
And sorry, what
We
was
saw
the
our
last-
mark. Like we saw the person. We saw our mark. We saw the person that was supposed to be the bad guy, and what did we do? What did I do specifically?
Well, the thing is, Seth, I think that you.
And I give you a penny with this, right?
Yeah. Well, you're offering one, and I get
Yeah.
it if
If I like your answer.
if you like the answer, yeah.
Mhm.
I think that you got a little carried away from yourself and you just started shooting, right? Like you're too eager to impress, and
Well, I did establish I didn't have a gun. Or something like that. Because you said like I got in a gunfire, but I expected to actually have a gun.
yeah, but maybe this is when you lose your gun. Like I think that eventually
Okay.
happens.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe it's then I don't know. Whatever it is, it's like you're too eager to impress her, and you act impulsively. I think, and so I keep missing details of what you said. For some reason, as soon as I stopped paying attention, that's when the most important detail got said. You're talking to this person, and who is the person you're talking to?
Quincy, my superior.
Yes.
We were like staking out the rice shop.
Mm-hmm.
And as we were there, we were staking out the rice shop because that's where our mark was. We were told they were going to be. This was the front for the drug cartel.
Yep.
The triads. And as soon as we saw our mark, like she went to act, but what did I do? So we're at the rice shop pretending we're on a date, essentially pretending we're a couple.
Yeah, I mean, I think you acted impulsively. You ran out ahead of her and tried to, take down the mark, but you did it in not in the way that Quincy would have done it, right? Like you made too much noise, you drew too much attention to yourself, and the mark was able to like notice you were coming way before Quincy would have tipped him off, and he booked it, right? And then the chase erupted.
Was that what happened, Jordan?
I think it's close to what happened, but I think what actually happened is as you were about to go and try to just run in, guns blazing, trying to tackle them and chase them down, you got interrupted by the parade you were not paying attention to.
In a rice shop? We're in a restaurant.
Oh, you're in the restaurant right now?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I thought you were like across the street.
No, we're in the restaurant.
Watching outside of the restaurant. It is a parade. It's a parade of people. It's a parade of waiters that get in the way, and you stumble into them. And end up with a bunch of cake on your face.
Sorry, Jordan. I like Caleb's a little better.
Fine.
I feel like I can work with that.
I liked mine better when it was or not even better. I liked mine when I had a different picture in mind.
Okay. No, I have a thing as I can think of how I can make this a thing. So I saw the mark and I thought I had the perfect idea. I thought I had the most amazing idea because obviously I'm sitting across the table from this amazing girl. How else do I approach my mark? By acting tough guy, saying, "Hey, you checking out my girl? Putting on that tough guy persona, trying to act all protective and stuff, and didn't quite work. Started approaching him, got a little too eager. He left. Oh no, let me think how to make this more interesting. he had some bodyguards with him, and they got in my face, and he was able to make his way out the back door. Luckily, my superior, being competent, was able to, given my distraction, start the chase. This was supposed to be a low key operation, given where this is happening during Chinese New Year. They don't want a lot of gunfire. They don't want civilians to get hurt.
A lot of people on the streets.
Yeah, a lot of people in the streets and stuff like that. I was hoping for something like that, but obviously, got to be careful. So, I'm trying to think of how to do this without just immediately getting into another question. This is how we can go about it. My superior went after him a lot more discreetly than I did, and that led to the bodyguards. Yeah, I distracted the bodyguards for a little bit, seeing what she was doing, but it only lasted for a little while before it only lasted a little bit before they found out what was going on. So they went after her. I followed. Are we good with that, or? I'm assuming.
Yeah. I mean, I think my implication with what I said was that you were chasing them. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So yeah, my superior went after him, which after it became a little more obvious, the bodyguards followed a little bit afterwards, and so did I. I tried to be supportive and everything. Then things got a little hairy. You see, us being, agents and trying to be responsible, especially to the people that were protecting the. Not the what are we? Oh dang it! I just blanked on what they're called. Not the Zodiac. I want to say the Zodiac. What were they called? The Triads.
Zonai.
The Triads.
Trying to protect the Zonai.
The Triads aren't as respecting of the people. Let's put it that way. And they started shooting. And my superior, she got hit in the leg. And I got a little bit impulsive. I saw a thing of fireworks nearby. I can't quite remember what happened next. Obviously, I know with where we're going, it's kind of obvious, but Jordan, what happened next?
So
I was chasing them. My superior got shot in the leg. I saw a thing of fireworks sitting nearby. What happened?
I'm not going that route. Put a firework in your mouth. No.
At least we're starting off with the fireworks and getting it out of the way.
Yeah. I think you picked up some fireworks with the intention to kind of blind and dazzle the Triads and pull your boss out to safety. But you didn't understand how the fireworks worked and ended up making more of a mess of things and blinding yourself.
Is that what happened, Caleb? I'm just curious. I just like more options.
And better options.
I like yours. I just want to see what Caleb has. I want to see what Caleb has to offer too.
Let's see. So you already described your mentor getting hit in the leg, right?
Yeah.
And then
I was actually going to interject and say, or did she? Did she actually get shot in the head? But I didn't unmute my mic in time.
It's also he's describing someone else's stuff, which he can do.
Yeah.
You just can't describe what he does.
That's true.
Yeah, I think So Jordan described you grabbing a firework.
Grabbing the fireworks, setting them off, but it blinded me instead of blinding them.
I think you screwed the mission at that point and went to save your mentor and tried to drag her away from the firefight, pretty much abandoning the mission entirely. But by the time you got her to a safe location, she was already dead, and you had already failed your mission.
I like Jordan's better.
Mhm.
Because I can.
You know
work with
me. I like to push it
Um,
depressing if I can.
Well, also because it has to be fireworks going off too close for comfort. So because it's the
that's
last
true.
penny, so it has to end that way.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
most of the time, it's like supposed to be like this has already happened, or it's. I guess it doesn't matter where the memory trigger is. So, I just assumed somewhere during the firefight, a fireworks going off close to you as they like shot it, but it doesn't matter.
The only different way I was actually thinking of taking it, Jordan, the reason I asked was if Caleb was going to have me kill someone with a firework.
See, I was thinking that you might like fire. I was thinking in that direction at first, but I'm like, well, how does it happen that it goes off too close for comfort? So I'm like, well, malfunction.
No, that one works. Yeah. So like I said, I kind of wanted a firefight. I saw the fireworks. I took my opportunity. But obviously, fireworks are meant to go off after you light them a while. So
Took your opportunity. Would you say that you had one shot, one opportunity, and you did not miss your chance to blow?
Opportunity came once in a lifetime. Yeah, I knew that the firework wouldn't go off quick enough if I just lit it as is. So I ripped the fuse, lit it, and yeah, it went off sooner than I expected. The triads took that as their opportunity to get away, especially in the chaos with a bunch of scared civilians wondering why fireworks are going off so close to the ground. And yeah, failed the mission. They got away. I mean, the drugs at least we could recover, but
your pride is gone forever.
the triads are gone, so our ability to actually do anything about it was done. Yeah.
Now that you have given away your last penny, bring the memory to a close. Tie up loose ends and explain what things mean, but do not advance the action any further, which you've done.
I think that kind of was what I just did.
Yep. Finish by saying, and that is what I remember.
And that is what I remember. So when I think of the bang of fireworks going off too close for comfort, this text is way too small. I think I remember failing my first mission. Oh, obviously, after that mission failed so spectacularly, Superior was not impressed with me at all. So yeah, she didn't want to talk to me much after that. I think of it. Let me make this text a little larger.
While you do that, this journey is now complete. Take a deep breath and take 1 penny from the bowl. Again, repeating, a penny from my thoughts. It is now another patient's turn to be the traveler. And then you were supposed to be giving away these pennies every time you.
Yeah, I did. I gave you a penny, and I gave Jordan a penny.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah. Perfect. And then choosing the next traveler.
Gonna be Jordan since he has 2 pennies now.
Yep. You have to have enough penny to complete the next section of your questionnaire. So, if more than one person has enough pennies to be the next traveler, whoever among them has the most blank sections on his or her questionnaire will go next. So, there you go, Jordan. It's your turn. So go ahead and roll a memory trigger.
That's fine. Roll.
The last meme
mine in a
my
row.
brother sent me. So this is recall
it's
an
a
early
memory
mission
trigger.
with your mentor. So I guess this is like maybe your mentor. I don't know. Yeah. Actually, well, okay.
It
Before
doesn't have to be about his mentor.
I was gonna say we don't need to talk about it. Jordan just needs to ask questions. So this
No, we
would
need to ask Jordan
be-
questions.
sorry, that's what I mean. Jordan needs to ping us for questions. Let me double check what the.
No, we ask him questions.
Yeah,
Because you ask me questions.
I know. Jordan pings us for
You
questions.
said it backwards.
As in,
Oh, okay.
I was saying Jordan mentioned to us, "Hey, I need a question."
Yeah.
For subsequent travelers, any guide who has given a penny to that patient during the choose the traveler phase will ask an additional guiding question. That's
So I think that's just me then. I asked him
that's
too.
just you, yeah, because
I gave him a penny, and
wait,
I'm the one who.
Any guide who has given a penny to that person during the choose the traveler phase. Oh. I see. Never mind. I was reading the question wrong. Yeah, so I think that's just Yusef.
So we're gonna do what Seth did last time and go.
Yeah,
step
that makes
by
sense.
step.
Yep.
I mean, we should go for the obvious one. Do we want to go dark or do we want to go light?
It's up to you, man. I have
my
no
answer to that.
Was this the last thing your brother sent you before he died?
Yes, and it was gravely ironic because the meme was having to do with, bro, what if this is the last thing I sent you before I died?
Caleb.
Was your brother your mentor?
Yes, and it's not something that I take lightly, nor for granted.
Dang it. I was gonna go somewhere else with that. Um You regret the last words you said to him.
LOL, your meme sucks.
It's got dark. I'm sorry.
Yes, because my response to his meme was, if only that were the case.
Oh, dang, that's dark. Now I gotta figure out how this was this last. But the thing is, this is with the mentor, but it's also said it was the last communication he had with his brother. That could still work.
Yeah, I recall an early mission with your mentor. Like it could even be like they were meant to go on the mission together, and then he got like captured,
true.
killed, like right before. Yeah.
I just thought for a second I had messed this up.
All right, Jordan. Please take us on a journey.
So, my brother was finally letting me get out onto a real field mission with him, and we had started the mission. Everything had gone just dandy. While we were in the Alps, and while we were waiting for our target, we were waiting in different locations, and we took the time to just send memes back and forth because we knew that we'd probably be waiting a very long time, and our target should be very easy to spot in the white mess of the Alps. Unfortunately, the last communication that I had with him was this meme, and I responded, and I saw that he was texting in response, and the message just kept saying, He was typing a message, and he was typing a message, and he was typing a message, and nothing ever came through. I waited for little longer than I probably should have, and I don't remember what I did then. Caleb, what do you think I did?
I think you decided to abandon your well-prepared hiding spot and trudge across the snow yourself to your brother's position, forsaking all safety.
Okay, an interesting thought. Seth, was that what I did?
That's actually kind of what I was thinking too.
Seems like
Because that is
Yeah,
we've done it before. You could just say, yeah, that is what you did.
The other option is you decided to take on to carry on the mission without him, thinking you could do it all by yourself.
It's true.
I think I'm gonna go with Caleb's on this one.
If it's what both of us thought first, it seems like the obvious choice.
Isn't it obvious? So Caleb gets a penny.
Thank you for the penny.
Penny for your thoughts. Yeah, so I went out, trudging away from the safety of my location. I figured with my decked out snow ghillie suit, that I'd be undetectable. And I went out seeking my brother. And in the course of trying to find him, I discovered some of the operatives that we were hunting down, and they were carrying a body bag. I don't remember what I did in response to seeing this. I'm sorry, I saw a body bag, and out of it was, sorry. I saw a body bag, and I saw one of them holding my brother's cell phone. Or my brother's communication.
And these are like your
device.
targets, like enemies.
Yeah, the targets were, and they're carrying like a bag that is very, very clearly carrying a body. But I don't remember how I responded.
I've got one.
Seth, how did I respond?
You shot in anger, not realizing they just knocked him out.
And
Okay,
accidentally
wow.
killed your brother too, because of the wild gunshots.
Caleb, what do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I think you ran away, and it's haunted you ever since.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's good too.
Didn't even try to get vengeance. You just ran like the coward you are.
Yep, that's what I did. My ghillie suit went from white to yellow. Do not wear the yellow ghillie suit. And I booked it, leaving a trail of pee and tears.
That's a pretty good book title.
That is the sentence I never thought I'd say in my life, unless I became a father.
Yeah. All right, give me that other penny.
Yep.
Caleb, I think that's the clip.
Yeah, it could be. I'll make the timestamp.
I mean, we're not done yet. We're like barely started, but that was pretty good.
The funniest part about it was that you laughed at it so much.
It's just the funny.
It is, yeah.
I was imagining Trail of Tears plus P.
Right, exactly. It's terrible.
Anyway.
Is there anything you need to wrap up from that, Jordan? Any loose ends you need to tie from that, or I don't know if there actually are.
I when I got back to the operating base, I was heavily demoted, and um, I voluntarily chose not to take missions for a very long time,
Hmm.
which the um, agency also agreed that would be a wise idea.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
You wash your ghillie suit.
No, threw it
Someone
away.
else did. Yeah. All right, roll me tender. Here we go. The sound of glass
Oh,
fracturing.
Jordan has to grab a penny and fill out his questionnaire.
Oh, that's true. I'm just trying to keep things moving. So yeah, when you think of the last meme your brother sent you, you remember running away like the coward you are, leaving your brother's body. However you want to write that.
Obviously, Superior did not think very highly of his performance.
I assume so. All right, cool. Yeah, so the sound of glass fracturing. I believe Jordan gets 2 questions for this one, right?
Yes.
That makes sense. All right, Jordan. Help me figure out this memory. What about the sound of glass fracturing is important? Give me some context here.
Were you scared by the aspect of bulletproof glass being not entirely bulletproof?
Yes, and it's I'm trying to think where to go with that. I don't want to make myself incompetent necessarily as a spy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I was scared that bulletproof glass wasn't entirely bulletproof. And it's not hard to see why that would be the case, especially when the bullets being fired at me were big enough to take down an elephant.
That's the direction that I was hoping this was going.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Seth?
The immediate question that popped in my head was, did you know they could install bulletproof glass on an elephant?
This is my super secret agent battle elephant!
Yes, and I was the one who designed that. Thank you very much. They stole my design.
What?
Okay, real
Yeah.
question.
I thought we were rolling with that for a second.
No.
I'm like,
No.
this is going to be an interesting.
No.
That was your favorite car, wasn't it?
Yes, and I have literally never had a car that purred like that one ever again. Jordan?
I'm thinking. I want to do something with that car.
Well, it's already getting shot at.
I was going to say, I want to as well.
Were you shocked when your mentor turned traitor?
Ooh.
Yes, and that's why I ran him over with my car.
Nice.
So,
Please, sir.
It was a warm night in Miami. We were hunting down a drug smuggling ring. I didn't even realize that my mentor had gotten addicted to the stuff himself. Had been taking some off the side for years. But there we were, late night Miami. And I caught him red-handed. We were standing there, staring at each other, but beneath the flickering street light. And he had the drugs in his hand. The dealer was right next to him. And I just went berserk. I'm not entirely sure how it all went down, though. Jordan, how did I handle it?
I think the first thing you did was shoot the smuggler that was handing, or the person who was handing your mentor the stuff, the drugs. But you shot him in the leg, hoping to get him and question him, and find out what's going on.
Is that really what I did, Seth?
So you just kind of like ran into them like walking around, or
No, they were like doing a
I'm
drug
kinda-
deal.
did you like walk up to him?
Yeah,
Did you
well, I
walk up
think
to
I
him? Were you in
drove.
your car
I
at the
think
point?
I was in my car. I think I drove up to him. Like found them at the rendezvous. Maybe we were supposed to go to this rendezvous later, and I showed up early. And found him already getting some
Mhm.
drugs from the dealer.
I think you were pretty by the book, so you actually tried to arrest you tried to arrest him.
These are lame answers. I wanted to shoot him in the face, but okay. No, that's fine. I think I'll go with Jordan's.
Might get there.
I can't have you run him over immediately.
No, I wanted to shoot the smuggler in the face immediately.
Oh.
The actual dealer, but that's fine. That's fine. I'll go with
to
the
be
leg.
fair, technically leg shots are not a thing. They're
Yeah, I was
they're
gonna say-
just as lethal if you do it.
Yeah, I think I just like to add context to Jordan's to do a yes and. I did shoot him in the leg,
Mhm.
but I was probably not necessarily aiming anywhere particularly. I was just shooting, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, shot him in the leg, and probably that was what saved me from going too far, because my mentor took off running, and I ran up to the dealer, helped him stop the bleeding, made sure that, we were going to take him in, as Jordan said. I was going to get some answers, but and so I think I let my mentor go. I think the car thing happened a little bit later.
Did you let him go?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I was trying to figure out how to say it in a way like my answer was like I wasn't trying to describe myself doing anything. It was just like,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I
no,
was trying to describe myself
doing.
doing the thing that you had already said I was doing, which was like getting answers from
Yeah.
from the guy,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
But my thought was I was describing him running away while I was continuing to do the thing that you were saying I was going to do.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Go for it.
So, right, he took off, and I basically was like, I'll have to like track him down later. Like, this isn't over. But I try to get some answers from this guy, and honestly, he spilled. The threat of life in prison for anyone can be a tough pill to swallow, and he gave me all the answers that I needed, but none of the answers that I wanted to hear. And I knew then that my old mentor had been corrupt for as long as I'd been working with him. Our entire relationship had been a lie. And I felt betrayed and angry, and I don't really know what I did then. What did I do, Seth?
Well, your mentor had just betrayed you. And the person, you were not getting any satisfaction of taking down this drug dealer that had been, terrorizing the area for a while. So in a fit of rage, you got in your car and you made your way down towards your mentor.
Of course,
And your
I
car was fast, so you knew you could make it.
Yep, I
But
definitely
you
did that. I was going 110 by the time I pulled up behind his car. I knew his route. I knew his rounds. I knew the coffee shop he liked to frequent at 5 a.m. every Tuesday, and the freeway was.
Oh, don't forget to hand out the penny. Don't forget to hand out the penny.
Yeah.
Because you've technically got one more.
So I gave that one to. Well, I only need
One to
two
me and one to Jordan.
for this one. Yeah. So this is actually the end.
Okay.
Because even though I have 3, I don't need 3 for this one. I don't. Well,
Gotcha, okay.
actually, let me check. You might be right. Actually,
I think you give them out until they're gone.
I
Because
think that
neither
might be the
Jordan
case,
nor
yeah.
I can go until we have 3.
Yep. Yeah, when you run out of pennies. Yeah, that's what it says. Okay, yeah, so we do have one more decision point. But yeah, so I mean, the freeway was pretty quiet at 5 a.m. on a Tuesday, and actually, let's say 5 a.m. on a Sunday. And going 110, pretty easy to catch up with his car, and rammed into the back of his car as fast as I could go. Things got crazy after that point. Both of our cars crashed into the side, into the divider, and airbag went off. Barely managed to stumble out of the car, and there we were, facing each other, bloodied, bruised, but full of anger. Him for me, exposing his corruption to everyone. Me for all the betrayals that he had caused. What did I do then? Keep in mind, we still have to. I guess the sound of glass fracture. I mean, it could be anything at this point. It could have just been the crash, but we've already kind of established with the questions that I was driving my car at him. So I think there's still a point where I get in my car and, yeah.
Well, you did kind of already run into him.
Mm-hmm.
You did just establish you ran into him, which is the last question. You haven't gotten to the gunfire yet, though.
Yes, exactly.
So I don't know if you were thinking the same thing, Jordan, but maybe that got into a gunfight.
Yeah, I think
Jordan,
it was a gunfight. But yeah, so I think it started as a brawl of fisticuffs, and then eventually you both realize you're not really getting anywhere, and he went to his compartments in his vehicle for his weapons, and you went to your compartment in your vehicle for your weapons, and you realize you were severely outgunned. Because this is your mentor who knows all of the tricks because he taught them to you. He's the one that gave you your gun, and he was holding out on you. So he is blasting very powerful automatic weaponry at the side of your car. And that is when you decided you were going to skip the suicidal thought of trying to peek out around the corner and shoot him with your handgun, because he's got an automatic machine gun, or he's got this chain gun. And instead, you just take the whole car to him. And you are terrified because the bulletproof glass could give at any moment.
Mm-hmm.
But you bank on it and end up ramming him and taking down your mentor.
Yeah, I like it. And the crunch of his legs on the hood of my car is a sound I will hear forever. But not really with regret, I don't think. With an oddly deep sense of satisfaction. He already broke ties with me, and it was only right that I break his tie to the physical world.
Dark.
You walk on me, I make sure you can't walk.
Yep, pretty much.
Well,
And
I think he just was implying he killed him. So
yeah, he did.
Yeah. And I drove away. I don't think anyone really ever questioned what happened that morning. Everyone knew, but no one questioned. And everything went back to normal. There we go. I remember. When I think of the sound of glass fracturing, sound of glass fracturing, I remember the morning I killed my mentor. There you go. Very fun. Okay, what do we got? Jordan's
next.
You're next. You got 3, so we can move on to number 2. Recall a mission where you faced a moral dilemma.
Do you also take a penny?
Oh yeah, don't forget. To take
yes, I add a penny to my collection. Very nice.
And now I roll.
Roll on the memory triggers. Yep.
Roll me tender.
Hey, that's mine. What'd you get, Jordan?
Smelling fresh coffee as you wake up. Okay, well, so then would it be double Caleb, double Seth at this point? Or double Caleb, one Seth?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think the easy way to do it is just to do whoever was last.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it works because
I think that's how it works,
that's the person who gave the pennies.
Yeah.
So,
Caleb, you're up.
Right. Let's see. Smelling fresh coffee as you wake up. Were you expecting? No, here. You weren't expecting such a pleasant smell being tied to a bed, were you?
What?
When you here, let me rephrase the
Being
question.
tied to a bed.
Yeah. When you woke up tied to your hotel bed the morning of an important mission, you didn't expect the sense of fear you felt to be tempered with such a pleasant smell, did you?
No, and this is
yes,
not.
has to be yes.
I'm sorry. No, I didn't expect. So yes, I did expect it.
Yeah. So I was trying to frame the question in a way that it would make sense to answer. The implication is that you weren't expecting it.
Yeah.
And it was pleasant, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So however it words out, it makes sense.
Yes, you weren't expecting.
Yes, I wasn't expecting it. And this is not how I expected to come out of a very early retirement.
Yeah.
So
yeah, go for it, Seth.
So you retired in Columbia then? Hey, I think of coffee. I think of Columbia.
Yes, because I can't help myself to a good cup of Joe.
You also didn't expect the beautiful Latina woman that was holding a gun to your head, were you?
No, and the first thing I said as I woke up was, "What is this, Fast Five?"
It is supposed to be
What,
yes.
Jason?
But...
what am I? Oh, guy with dog. Don't kill his.
John Wick.
John Wick. What am I, John Wick? What is?
Would you like to take us on a journey, Jordan?
I thought that a simple reconnaissance mission in the place that I've grown accustomed to after I'd stepped out of the field, after I had gotten a chance to get away and get into more of a civilian lifestyle. I thought that a simple, small reconnaissance mission, a little bit of extra cash, agency's been begging me to come back, I figured it would be fine, that there wouldn't be much of a it wouldn't be much of an ordeal. I did not realize the reconnaissance that I was undertaking and how big the mission is, and I don't think the agency did either. Because, as it turns out, the hotel that I was staying at was a front for the people that I was supposed to be spying on. And one small detail that I had left in my room as I left to actually go to the reconnaissance location, off-site from the hotel, I told, or I thought that I had informed the maid to not come in to clean my room. When I returned and my room was cleaned, what did I do, Caleb?
Well, you didn't really think much of it at first. You kind of passed it off as just something that got, forgotten. Your request got forgotten, and you put on you put your the hotel coffee maker set to make a fresh pot in the morning, and you turned off the lights and went to bed.
Okay, I like it. I'm gonna roll with that.
But there's no rolling in this game.
There's
even
always
dice.
rolling.
You don't even flip the pennies.
No.
Dang
I think
it.
you just gave a penny to Seth, didn't you?
No, I've always had two.
Oh, were you just moving yours around?
Yeah, he just gave one to you.
Did he? Oh, I see now. Yeah. I only have one.
Yeah, I didn't pay much mind to it, and I said, yeah, whatever. Didn't think to go looking through my belongings. I just assumed that they were all there, except the very important mission document in my briefcase was surprisingly lacking, which I did not know at the time. So I set the coffee pot, and with my lack of reconnaissance, I knew that I had, or with my reconnaissance mission not going anywhere, I knew that I had to make some sort of move. Whether it was maybe I contacted headquarters and told them that I haven't really figured out much, report to them, or maybe I just go do some digging outside of where I was supposed to be doing reconnaissance, see if I could pick up any trails. But I don't remember exactly what it was that I did in response to not getting a lead and my, coming back after a long day. I set the coffee pot, begin to unwind. What's my action here, Seth?
Oh, we're like going from action to action. I thought we said you just went to bed.
My implication with what I said was you already went to sleep.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
Because then the idea would be like we've already established you woke up with a gun on your face, right?
For some reason, I was thinking that it was just leading up to that. Yeah. So.
No, the memory trigger can be like wherever. It can be before, it can be after, it can be or during. At the end.
So, sans everything I said, ever in my entire life. No.
Wait, who are you, Jordan? Or who are you? I see your nameplate says Jordan, but I don't remember anything you've ever said. So
sounds like
my name is
cool.
Vancouver. Onder Vancouver. They call me Secret Agent Van. Secret Agent Van. I've been stewing on this since we started.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
Undercover.
So you wake up?
Yeah, so I wake up after a disappointing day. I go to bed. I wake up and I am tied to my bed. And but my first thought is, I don't, well, before I notice the Latina and gun to my head, my first thought is, I did not know this hotel offered this kind of service, nor did I realize that I had paid for it. And then when I look over to the woman to my side, I double down on that thought. Then I realize there's a gun to my head, and I'm like, oh, nope, Chuck Testa.
Jordan, you usually turn down the romance parts in these games.
Well, what can I say? Sometimes romance turns me down, which is usual. Anyway.
No. Anyway, continue.
So, the only thing I say to her as I'm looking up at her is, would you like a cup of coffee?
I thought I said, who am I, John Wick?
Well, I mean, I think he like mutters that to himself. But then I think the first thing he actually that I actually say to her is, "Would you like a cup of coffee?"
Did you say that?
So then do. Huh?
No. So he said he did something, but
yeah.
Did he?
So then I.
Well, no. I'm saying like that's a decision, so I'm challenging the decision.
I see.
So who would you like to ask what you actually did?
I see. Okay. Seth, what did I actually do?
Well, I mean, this isn't your first rodeo. You know, you didn't want to be the. This isn't the first time you've been tied to a bed. No, so you're thinking like tied, like splayed out a bit. Is that your thinking, Jordan? Just to make sure.
I mean, I'm not the one who.
Okay. So this isn't your first time you've been in a situation like this. You know, it's not uncommon to be needing to be prepared during sleep as well. So you just kind of start chatting up this person, trying to get an idea of what's going on. Meanwhile, taking a wrist blade you have and slowly chipping away at the ropes on your wrists.
Caleb, is that what I did?
I think you started talking up the gal and said, there's room for two in this bed.
Caleb will do anything to try and get you in a romance situation.
Why don't you put down the gun and we can deal with this situation a different way? It's a spy. We're doing a secret agent thing. There has to be at least one scene like this.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But you don't have to choose that, so.
It is literally his choice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think that's what happens, Caleb. And so, take a penny for my thoughts.
Nice.
I don't know why I did
Caleb
that.
getting all the pennies.
But I lost my train of thought. Okay, so so I said, and so her response was a very, very serious, just, she didn't say anything. She just kind of like gave me that look of, are you serious right now? And then she like cocks the gun. And then she pulls out the document and the document that I had in my briefcase, revealing the mission details. And she shows that, and I go, "You cleaned my room, didn't you?" Yeah, You've been a naughty maid. How dare.
No, I'm not gonna go there. Not gonna go there. Sure, you both know what this is what happens when the girls aren't here to keep us from being weird.
I feel uncomfortable now.
You started it, Caleb.
I know.
You literally are the one that
I know.
started it.
I feel bad for forcing Jordan to do it now.
I tried to make it all cool spy stuff of.
Yeah, I guess I didn't force Jordan to do anything, but you know,
it's true. I chose the path of most destruction. Speaking of the path of most destruction, she just says, "You really have no idea who I am, do you?" And tell me, Caleb, did I piece together who she was?
Well, that was definitely the moment when you remembered. Well, I mean, her holding up the classified documents, it all kind of came together at that point. And this was the daughter of the president of Columbia, obviously the man whose cabinet you were sent to spy on, and she doesn't like to involve herself in politics, but apparently that's for good reason, because that means she's never in the spotlight.
Ooh. Interesting. Seth, did I piece that together? Is that what happened in my head?
I think what actually happened was you had been on the trail of the people who. The one way the government was able to get you back in was they had a lead on who killed your brother.
Mm-mm.
And this was the daughter, or this was someone related to the murders, and she found you before you found her.
Why not both?
Can I can't do both, can I?
I mean, at the very least, you can choose Seth's, and then
Incorporate
it's a pretty
parts of it.
easy detail to add
Yeah.
the daughter of the president, right?
Yeah. So
I like Seth's way better anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I was kind of hoping for a direction of my brother's killer or the daughter of my brother's.
I totally
killer.
forgot that was.
I'm trying to tie it back into his backstory.
No, you're totally right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. So I do think it's a yes and to both in a way. So I think I piece it together that this is that she is connected to my target, who I didn't necessarily entirely realize until now, but was the target of, or was related to the alleged killings of my brother, or allegedly related to the killing of my brother. And so my target happens to be her father. And
wait, this has to be a moral dilemma.
yes, that's what I'm trying to figure out how to.
Well, obviously, you get with this girl, and then you're like, oh man, do I kill her anyway?
Oh, I have to resolve it now, don't I?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Did you just give away your last penny?
Yeah, I did.
So we have to establish how this is a moral dilemma and what he did. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's the reason she hasn't killed you yet.
Yeah.
Maybe she wants you to work for her or something.
Yeah. So
I'm throwing ideas out.
Yeah, I think I have an idea. I've got a thought brewing.
Do we need a penny to access these thoughts?
If I had a penny for every thought that I had, I'd be a rich man. Certainly wouldn't be in debt.
Way to compliment yourself for once, Jordan. You have a lot of thoughts. You think about a lot of things.
I
You
do think about a lot.
are a thoughtful guy.
Oh, I love it. Thank you for the reference, Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get it.
It was a Rhett and Link song.
Oh, that's cool, but I didn't get it.
I'm a thoughtful guy.
I think about a lot of things.
Oh. Okay. So it turns out that she has a soft spot for me, but she can't just let me go around attempting to eliminate her father. So, she plays into the, you know what it's like to lose somebody you care about. Would you really want to force that on somebody else? So now I'm caught in between this. I'm caught in between this. Do I stay faithful to my mission this time, like I didn't do last time, or do I abandon my mission again, and in the hopes of maybe finding a way to seek retribution on her father in another way, maybe like partnering with her to get him arrested so she can take leadership, so she can take power instead, and engage in government corruption, further government corruption. And I think in the midst of that decision,
I mean, you don't have to finish it off here. You can wait for the next one.
Well, yeah, I mean, you at least faced a moral dilemma.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'll leave it off there with I had that moral dilemma. But I do have to figure out what do I regret about my actions in this mission.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't even notice that part of the questions.
So hold on, let me add some text here. Add displeased to that, and then yeah. So I was faced with that decision, and that's probably where I break it right there. When I think of smelling fresh coffee as you wake up, when I think of as you wake up, as I wake up, I remember being tied up by an attractive Latina woman, mostly against my will.
Mostly against my will. What do you regret about your actions in this mission? Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly what I regret.
That we didn't do the thing. You know, the thing.
Jenga.
Human Jenga. I don't know.
Falling off of each other.
I don't know if that really.
Few jokes I could have said there that I won't go.
I don't know if that really counts as a euphemism for sex, but.
Hey baby, would you like to do the human Jenga with me? I'm just imagining like the human centipede to the human Jenga.
Oh no, there's an Urban Dictionary entry for this. Oh no!
I don't want to know.
I stumbled upon an actual sexual reference. That meaning too. All right, we're gonna move right past that one.
Okay, well, how do we decide who goes next then? Oh, Jordan, you need to take a penny.
Yeah. Well, I'm still writing the what I regret.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought we already answered.
We regret this conversation.
We regret the conversation we had about the euphemisms for sex afterwards. Perfect.
Okay, we got to remember now. This has to be a moral dilemma. Oh my gosh, this is what happens when our filters are taken away.
Yeah.
AKA Em and Alyssa.
This is the only way that I become part of this is when Emily and Alyssa aren't here.
And then it just gets weird.
Yeah.
So, Caleb, while he's typing it up, how do we figure out who goes next? Because both of us have 3 pennies.
Yeah, so if there's a tie, whoever among them has the most pennies will go next. If there's still a tie, decide between them by any means the group wishes.
I mean, the way we could go is it's just been the longest since I've gone, so we could just go that way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I got to roll.
Memory trigger. Ooh.
All right, there we go.
Another one of mine. This was my more serious one.
Jordan, what do you regret about your actions in this mission? Getting sloppy and caught off guard. Also, that I didn't get my fair cup of fresh, hot Columbian that morning. It's a euphemism.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just want to copy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Jordan, ask me a question.
Seriously?
Three of mine have been drawn. All except for the silliest one.
Seth got searing pain from losing the tip of my finger.
It has to be a moral dilemma.
I have an idea.
Okay, you can go, Caleb.
Okay.
Remember backstory.
Did you mean to get into a 5-finger fillet competition with the triads?
A what?
Our 5-finger. Wait, what's the thing I'm thinking of? The thing where you could do knife.
Oh, okay. That did I meant to get into a what with it exactly? So a competition.
Did you mean to get into that sort of competition with the triads?
Yeah, and I thought I could win. Okay, Jordan, you got 2 questions now. You can ask me. We've established where
and who
and who. Oh, what's the? There's an acronym for this in improv. Crow.
And to an extent, what?
Yeah.
But we need to know why.
Oh, crows. Character relationship. O and Y, I think. Character relationship objective and where. Hey, Jordan, you think of questions.
I think I've got a question.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. You think of question.
Okay.
Well, here, we want to take a quick break right there.
We could.
Yeah, let's do it. We're doing. We'll go ahead and take a quick break there and come back and do more penny for my thoughts. We'll start off with Seth's question here, or Seth's second mission here when we return. Stick around for more. Yeah.
Instead of Googling human Jenga, why don't you go over to patreon.com/CalebMPowers for some wholesome, better content than any Googling that phrase will ever get you.
Very true. Very true. We like to dance on that line, but we try never to cross it. I'll be back with more Penny for My Thoughts right after this.